Right, so welcome back to the channel. We're in the workshop today, little project ongoing. I want to make a welding table. So been having a look at welding table for a few months now. They're quite pricey, but it's something I could do with instead of kneeling on the floor and having to weld stuff. When I've got like a big object, you can basically put it on top of this, and it's got like loads of holes in the top of it, so you can put like little vices in it, and you can put all your clamps in. It clamps everything down and stops it from warping. So yeah, there's loads of different types of ways you can do it, different ways you can cut the holes, different sizes. But I want to make it out of some 18mm sheet, and I'm going to put my own tools in it and bits and bobs and just see how I get on with it really. Then maybe next year or the year after, when we can afford to maybe buy one, but we'll see how we get on with this one first. And I thought, because I've got the plasma cutter, I'm going to have a go at making one myself. So what we've done, just starting out by drawing loads of holes out on a bit of sheet steel, and pretty simple really. We're just going to put the steel on the plasma cutter and just cut the holes out and see how we get on really. So here it is now in the CAD/CAM software to nest it onto the sheet. So we're going to add that, and it will come up just here. So that's it, just there. Next. There it is. And we're going to cut everything, because we can either cut or centre pierce. So if I want to centre pierce each one to mag drill them all, I would select this, but I'm not sure I want to do that, because it's going to take ages to mag drill all them. So hopefully the plasma cutter is going to do a perfect job. So this next bit, this is where the plasma cutter will start. So if you look on each hole, I want it to start in the middle of the hole. So it's going to pierce in the middle of the hole, and then it's going to move out, and then it's going to go round and then come back out just here. So we try and get a perfect hole. We wouldn't want to start just here and go round, or else it would make a bit of a mess piercing. So that's why we start in the centre, and this is all the runs of where it's going to go to. So that was Colin's plasma cutter table there. We just went and had a look at, but I just wanted to have a look at it and just see roughly how it's built. I mean, that was 28mm thick steel, that was, so that's a seriously heavy duty table, but it's incredibly heavy. And when you pick it up with a JCB, it certainly knows about it. So that's why I'm just going a bit thinner with 18. And then, you know, if I ever get one of them one day, I probably will have a 28mm one, I don't know. But yeah, so this one here, this is 25. So you can see how thick that is, but it's incredibly heavy. So yeah, we're going 18, which is obviously this thickness here, which is still thicker than my thumb, so it should be relatively heavy duty. So that's an off-cut bit I've got a bit down here, so that's my sheet. We're now going to try and get that on the plasma cutter, but I've never put a real heavy sheet on it. I've only used like the small sheet, so I can just easily lift it on. But now I've got to try and get that big sheet onto there. So I think we're going to have to try and swing it in with a digger, because another project in the future will be just here like an overhead crane, so we can load it on and off. But I haven't got around to doing that yet, because obviously we haven't had this very long. So right, let's get it loaded up. So it's going to tell us here about 334 kg. We're going to have 57 kg of scrap. The cut time's 2 hours 16 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna take a bit of doing. So I think I might even plug the other compressor in to another port to try and keep up with it. So let's get it loaded. Bit of rust in there, but I want to try and get it up to just past this level here, because there's so much cutting to do. I want the sheet of steel to stay as cool as possible, so we don't get any warping or anything. So with the water, it'll keep it nice and cool. So obviously the sheet will sit on top of here. I want to try and get it as high as I can with the water. Can't quite get it on, so we're just going to slide it on over here, hopefully. I'm going to need the digger to try and push it on. Oh, God. there. Before we start, just loaded that compressor up with air, drained any water out of it, look, and then I put the second compressor over there, plugged into the air so it can keep up. I think that compressor will keep up, but I don't want it to run out of air halfway through or anything, because that's not really a very big compressor for the amount of cutting we're doing. So I plugged 2 compressors in so it'll hopefully keep up. Just going to do a dry run so we can see what it's doing to begin with. So this won't be using the plasma. So it'll start there, look, out, round for the hole. So there's the first hole, and then it should move over to the next hole, hopefully. Yeah, next hole. I didn't actually count how many holes it is, but you imagine it's got to pin holes all over this sheet, which is all over there. So this is the top of the welding table, and then it's going to have a couple of little bits on the side. So yeah, what it's going to do as well, we're going to trim 10 mil off all around the edge so it gets rid of like this guillotine cut to give us a nice clean cut, hopefully. Dry run disabled. Let's do it. I've just stopped it because I want to check the hole, but look, that's how it cuts the hole, blows a hole in it, and then starts going round in a circle. But that should put that in there like that, that there like that, all the way down. That is 28, bang on. So yeah, pleased with that. So this is the other option I could do. I could dot punch them all. Instead of cutting them all out, just go and dot punch them all and then come along and mag drill them all, but I just don't fancy mag drilling all them holes. So we'll just plasma cut them. It's actually quite weird just letting it get on with it, but it's quite nice at the same time. So about 2 hours, 16 minutes cutting time. So I'm gonna do a bit and then I'm just gonna see, make sure nothing's getting too hot, make sure the compressors aren't getting too hot, and then we'll have a look from there. I'm just having a minute, just stopped it a minute to let the compressor cool down, or one of them. That one there's still going, but this one, it's not hot, but I don't want to go and burn them out. Both of them are keeping up, but what I've been doing, I just sort of let them swap between each other. So at the future, I could probably do with like a massive tank outside to keep the air in. Or if we're only doing small stuff, it doesn't really take that much air, but because we're doing thick steel and we're doing, you know, hundreds of holes, it's taking quite a lot of air pressure. Even though it's steaming, it's not actually hot. You know, you can touch everything, it's just touch. It's not even hardly warm, to be fair. That's why I want the water table so it doesn't warp the steel. Whereas if we didn't have it, it'd probably warp the steel. These bits, they do just pull out, but they're sat on the slats beneath them. So just every now and again, some of them fall through like that one, look. So there's going to be loads of these we've got to clear out at the end. Oh, I've got that one stuck now. There we go, look. So, right, we'll carry on. So the best thing I found for keeping the steel as cool as possible was to put the drain for the waterbed outside and then drain the waterbed whilst refilling it with cold water. So that's why the pipe's in here like that. I've got the water recirculating so it's like cold water, because after a while the water starts to heat up slowly. So, you know, it's not really a problem, but I just want to keep it as cool as possible to try and, you know, stop this sheet from warping as much as we can, really. So that's why we've got a constant supply of cold water going in here. I'm just putting some water about, just trying to keep it as cool as possible. Then I'll probably stop in 10 minutes for a break, just let it cool down and then carry on again. Just checking now, if you look, you can see the steel still touching all the slats. So that means we've not got any bends in it or anything. Usually, obviously, if you heat it up in the middle, it'd like bow at each end. So I'm just checking that it's all still touching. It's all looking pretty good. done. Right, really pleased with that. The old plasma cutter's got her fan on now because she's been cutting away. Right, we're going to take this off. That's it. As you can see now, it's giving us a real nice smooth cut finish compared to what the steel comes like. So that's a lot better like that, look. I want to get it off and get it cleaned down and yeah, stop it going rusty really. I've got to try and figure out what I'm going to put on it. Anti-splatter spray or something like that. So I've just drained the rest of the table. There's all the plugs, look. So no idea what I'm going to do with them. But this is the final piece. So now I've just got to cut the sides, but that's going to be in the next part. So we've done the tabletop. Look along like that. Beautiful. Right. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you all in the next one. If you've got any comments to make on it, put them in the comments so I can read them and have a look and maybe get a few hints and tips. See you all soon. Thanks.